Hey guys, Jessica Probski here with you guys today. Happy Sunday. Sorry I didn't do my weekly update yesterday. I was going to and I forgot because I got busy doing housework and stuff like that. And then I was like, because I wanted to do it later in the afternoon, and then I blinked my eyes and it was 9 o'clock and I was like, oh, that's great. I didn't do my weekly update for you guys. So you're watching me live, drop live in the comments. If you're watching the replay, just type in replay in the comments and see, so I know who's watching this. Okay, so week 4. Week 4 was a little bit of a struggle, I'll be honest. I still lost weight, so I'm very happy with that, but it was a struggle this week. I don't know why, really, I don't know. I'm trying to figure it out, like what made it such a struggle. I'm not even sure. But here's the thing I love about being on a higher fat diet is that I figured out one of my triggers and I was like, okay, I can figure out how to fix it. So I'm gonna go over that a little bit here in a little bit. So let me tell you what the update was, okay? So I lost 0.6 pounds last week. I was very happy with that because I just came off a 3-pound loss the week before. So my total weight loss at that time, or as of yesterday, because I weigh myself every day now, I have to, because I need to figure out what's causing inflammation in my body or insulin spikes. So I do weigh myself every day. I do not suggest weighing yourself every day if you're one of those people that you're like, oh, if you gain it like a 1/4 pound or something like that, you're like, oh my gosh, it's not working, I need to stop. Don't weigh yourself every day. I'll go over that in a second why I do weigh myself every day though. So 12.8 pounds is what my total is since I've been on my journey program, kind of like a combination of a lot of things. So my 4th week was yesterday, so that's my 4th week weigh-in. I fasted yesterday because I tried 36 hours, and that's what I'm going to get to in a second. So, okay, so last Saturday, you guys know I had a weight loss, like 3.2, I think it was pounds. It was quite a bit. And so I was like, and normally I fast on Saturday, you guys. And now I know like people are just gonna be like, oh my gosh, I don't wanna fast. Go watch my fasting video. You might change your mind about fasting. I've been intermittent fasting for probably about almost 2 years now, off and on, but majority of the time on. And I intermittent fast probably 16 hours a day, and I eat, those 8 hours, and that's it. But the reason why I do that is because I am insulin resistant. So I need to keep my insulin spikes down. And honestly, if you're eating all the time and snacking all the time, like the typical American does, I'll be honest, your insulin is just gonna keep spiking up all day long. So normally I do fast on Saturdays and I break my fast on Sundays, okay? That's what I made a commitment to when I first started my journey. I said, okay, I'm gonna commit a longer commitment, for the at least 36 hours minimum on the weekends. That was what I was gonna do. Last Saturday, after the 3.2 pound loss, I actually was fasting, I was doing fine, and I went on, I even did a video here, like on our page, and I literally, I don't know what it was. It was later in the it was like late, almost like 7 o'clock at night. I mean, I was well into my 24-hour fast for sure. And I just had a craving for ice cream. And I can tell you what it was. I know what it was. I started watching the news. And if you know me, you know I do not watch the news because there's something I can't focus on, something that I can't control. And truly, I can't control the stupidity out there in the world. So I literally don't watch the news. Actually, I'm in Michigan, for you that don't know. And so when they made it mandatory that everybody had to wear a mask, I didn't even know that. I had a mask anyway. My brother gave me one because honestly, I only go out once a week anyway for groceries. So it was like, I had one, thank goodness. But my point is I didn't even see that report because I don't get on the news. I just find focusing on stuff that I can't control. If I can focus on stuff that I can do is more important to me. And also, so that's what I'm saying though, is because I felt like when I was watching the news, it was just such, and I don't get into politics, I'm not gonna get into politics. I mean, I know what I believe in, but I don't expect everybody to be the same. That's why we're a democracy, right? Everybody doesn't have the same opinions. Everybody wasn't brought up the same. Everybody doesn't, and that's okay. I'm friends with everybody, right? So my point is though, is that I started watching the news and I was like, I just got stressed. There's no words for it. And before I knew it, I was having a drumstick. And my son, they've been in the house forever, like, and I haven't craved them or anything like that. So I went and had a drumstick, and then that started bad, because then next thing you know, I'm going for not bad stuff really. It was cashews and stuff like that. It's just, you have to be careful with cashews, because especially if you're on a high fat diet, because cashews are really good, but they have a lot of carbs in them. So like I was still under for my ratio, but here's the thing I want to tell you guys, okay? So the cool thing about it is I wanted to see what having that ice cream, and also I had a fudge bar too. There was a fudge bar, I was going to go get a strawberry. I have a strawberry bars, and I was going to go get one of those because I thought, okay, better than having another drumstick, right? Well, I grabbed one out, and I didn't realize it was a fudge bar, because we combined them because we were trying to save room in our freezer. And I opened it up, and I realized it was fudge bar, so of course I had to eat it. Okay, so so Saturday was a bad day for me, even though I lost 3 point whatever pounds I think it's 3.2 last week. I had it was like, oh my gosh. But here's the thing I want you to know. The next day, you guys, I weighed myself every day, but what I did is I did my blood, I did my glucose and my insulin levels, or my ketone levels. You guys, those two bad things, because cashews I don't consider really bad. I mean, they're not great, but they're not bad. Those two things, you guys, literally almost took me out of ketosis. I was at 0.9, and 0.5 is ketosis. One. Number two, my glucose levels went up to over 101 the next morning on fasting. So you guys have to understand that 100 glucose level is pre-diabetic. And so I was at 101, the highest I've seen since I've been starting to take my blood. And so I was like, holy cow, those two things, those two bad things, drumstick and a fudge bar, created a big, almost took me out of ketosis. And on top of that, put me in pre-diabetic. And if you know me, I don't have diabetes or anything like that. So my point is, though, is that's scary to me, that two things. So, needless to say, I was like, okay, I got to eat my normal macros on Sunday, which I did. And then Monday, I fasted all day. I didn't eat anything Monday. And then I went to Tuesday. I broke my fast, which, by the way, I struggled. That's another thing. Normally when I go on my fast, like today, I'm still on my fast. I could have stopped it at 9 o'clock this morning, and I'll probably go to about 4 o'clock. So that's about 44 hours, 44 hours in. The thing is, though, is I turned around, and that, last week, it was so hard. My fast last week on Monday to Tuesday was I was struggling, man. I was struggling. So it tells you that when you eat something that's bad, that causes a lot of glucose in your body, in them spikes of your insulin, the problem is that it doesn't just wreak havoc on obviously your counts, but it makes it harder to do my normal fasting. I really struggled on Monday to Tuesday. And that's probably why I didn't go as long as hours I normally do on Tuesday, which was fine. I didn't have to. I only have to go 36 hours minimum. Some of you guys are probably wondering why I do 36-hour fast on weekends. And by the way, I only made the rule up for 4 weeks. I just had to do it for 4 weeks. But I'm going to continue doing it. The reason why is because if you have a set point, which most of you do, the best way of getting rid of weight loss resistance or getting rid of set points is by fasting for more than 36 hours. There's a whole bunch of benefits of just fasting for 12 hours and above. So if you want to watch my video on fasting, I went through all the benefits of fasting a longer period of time. Now, I do intermittent fast during the week. That's just normal for me. I go 16 hours with no food, and then I literally break my fast, and I eat in an 8-hour period. So anyway, back to my results. So I lost 0.6 pounds. Oh, by the way, I'm not done. So Tuesday, when I literally broke my fast, after I fasted, you guys, after I fasted for 40 plus hours, right? I literally turned around, and that night, I don't know why. Again, I was watching news all week this week. Bad mistake for me. Like I made a pledge this week that I can't watch the news this week because it literally created chaos in my life. If you watch me on Facebook, you'll notice I wasn't on Facebook at all hardly this week, like only 2 days, because I was so depressed and down and emotional because I was like, holy cow, this freaking news, like I can't watch the news. I can't, because it destroys my whole routine. It makes me feel like crap. It makes me feel emotional, and it's something that I can't control. So I cannot do it anymore. I just can't. I made myself a pact starting today that there's no more news for me. So if there's something really important that happens, guys, let me know, because all it does is wreak havoc on my life. Okay, so Tuesday, when I broke my fast, I did fine. I broke it with my normally a high-fat meal, right? But then on Tuesday night, my son made mott sticks, and he was like, do you want one? And I don't know what, I just got done watching another stupid news thing, and I was like, yeah, just one's fine. And I had a mott stick, even after I fasted. Now, granted, it didn't take me on my calorie count. Honestly, it didn't affect my ketone level. Really, it didn't. But the problem is that I made a pact to myself that I would not eat after 8 o'clock at night. So I literally broke that, even though I was done eating for the night, and I would have been fine. I broke it because I was emotionally eating. And I turned around and I literally had a mott stick, which it didn't taste good. Like, it was stupid. So this week I struggled. And so I realized, because this is what I do every single week. I asked myself, okay, what went well last week? What did I do really good? Okay, I was consistent on exercising. Every day I did my 25 to 30 minutes of exercise. I got that in every day, so that's a good positive thing. My water, I didn't get my gallon in every day, but there was 2 days I didn't, but the rest of them I did get at least over 3 liters of water in, so it was still close. So I was like, that's not bad, it's good. So I go through that, and then I'll say, well, what went bad? I knew it went bad, but then I said, well, why did that happen? I asked these questions to try to figure my stuff out. Like, okay, why did that happen? Well, this is why it happened, because I was watching the news so much. And I'm like, okay, so this week, how are we going to change that? What are we going to do? You guys are going to have to understand that on a journey, you're needing to ask those questions all the time. You're going to have to ask questions. Like, why do you do the things you do? Because if you are self-sabotaging yourself, which a lot of you do, when things start going good, you sometimes self-sabotage, just like I did on Saturday. Like, literally, like, I lost 3.2 pounds. I was like, holy cow, yes, awesome. Coming off a 1 pound weight loss the week before. So I was like on fire. Like, I'm like, yeah, okay, self-sabotage, girl. Awesome, good job. Okay, so ask yourself those questions though. Like, ask yourself every week. Review your week, see what went well, see what you need to improve on, okay? Now, I will tell you also though, I lost 13.25 inches since I've started this program. So when I did my measurements yesterday on my fourth week measurement, and I was shocked. Like, I lost, you guys, in my stomach alone, I lost 3.5. Is that right? 3.5 inches in my stomach alone. That tells you that I'm literally getting rid of fat. So I was very happy about that. Actually, my calves, if you know me, my calves have always been very muscular, very, of course, when you're 345 pounds, you kind of have to use calf muscles to keep yourself up. But my point is, my calf muscles, I even lost weight. I lost inches in my calves, a half an inch in both my right and my left calf, which was shocking to me because I normally do not lose anything on my calves. Like, I'm very, very shocked by that. So 13.25 inches down since I started, so my fourth week weigh-in, which was yesterday. I lost 0.6 pounds this week, so that gives me the grand total of 12.8. I'm very happy with that, especially because, there was a few days I did cheat in there. I wasn't perfect. There were some days I didn't get all my calories in, and the other days I did. My macro counts have been pretty good. Been pretty good on that. I might go to net carbs with macros still. If you guys want to do a higher fat diet, I would suggest well, I'm just going to start using it this week. I don't really know. I guess I should wait till next week to suggest it or not, but it looks pretty cool right now. Carb Manager, if you guys want to keep track of your macros and your net, see, I don't do net carbs. So this is going to be a different thing this week. See, I always promise myself that I'm not going to change anything until the week is up, right? And then change something so I can see how it goes, okay? So I decided, like, I've been doing just percent of carbs, fat, and obviously protein, and I haven't really done the net carb thing. Net carbs, you guys, like, that'll throw your macros off if you're going to be doing. But let me tell you why. It's because, like, your normal programs like Fitbit, stuff like that, they don't the carb is a carb to them. Now, I do know that I miss getting a lot of fiber in, because you need to get, as a woman, I think it's 22 grams of fiber you should be getting in every single day. And I'm literally, because of all carbs counting, it's not, I had a salad last week. It's not like I don't have any vegetables or anything like that. I do, but it does kind of suck, because it does, and like Fitbit's macros, it puts you way up, right, in carbs, when really in reality, there's a lot of fiber in that food. Like salad mix, I think it has like it's only net carbs of like 2 grams or 3 grams. And so, like, it kind of sucks. So what I did is I decided that, like, today, when I break my fast, I'll be using Carb Manager 2. I'm going to use both of them, and you're probably like, why are you going to use both? I want to see what it comes out to be with just counting all my carbs and then counting my net carbs. And if you're wondering how to count net carbs, you guys, what it is pretty much is you take your carb count, you take your dietary fiber, and you minus that off, because then it's a net carb. Meaning, like, dietary fiber, we all need it, right? So if you have something that's, let's say, 4 grams of carbs, but your dietary fiber is 2 grams, and it actually is only a net carb of 2 grams, okay? So that's how you figure out your net carbs. A lot of your people who are eating ketogenic and high-fat diets, a lot of them do, net carbs, and they just keep it underneath 20. I like I said, since I've been on it for 4 weeks now, I haven't done that. I just been counting my macros, but I'm going to try it this week on the Carb Manager. Still doing my macros though, of course, and then counting my my net carbs. I'm going to try to keep them underneath 17 grams of net carbs. So that's because it's a little different than full carbs, right? So that's where that is at. So 13.25, 0.6 for the week. Now, really quick, and I'll let you guys go. All right, so I weigh myself every day now. I've been doing it for like 3 weeks now, 3 to 4 weeks, pretty close to almost my whole entire journey. I would suggest weighing yourself if you can handle it. If you cannot handle it and you get on the scale and it makes you depressed, please don't. Just don't. Just do your journey for a month without weighing yourself like that. Like, just weigh yourself once a week, okay? Why do I weigh myself every day? There's a couple reasons. Number one is I want to see if there's something like peanut butter. I'll use peanut butter as an example, okay? Some of you can eat peanut butter and it's fine. It won't cause inflammation at all, okay? Other people will eat peanut butter and it causes them inflammation. It just depends on the person. So there's a lot of foods that might cause inflammation in your body that you don't even know you're eating. So if you're having a perfect day and you're drinking your gallon of water and you're exercising, you're getting your steps in, you're doing everything perfect, and you notice you started like you ate something different that you've never ate before, because honestly, I'm trying to try different stuff. And so if you do that and you realize, and you get on the scale the next morning, you're like, holy cow, I've gained weight. It might be because that product or that food you ate caused inflammation. Okay, so that's why I weigh myself every day. The other thing you have to remember if you're going to weigh yourself every day is it's not just what you did yesterday. People, that's a myth. People always saying, oh, if I do perfect today and I weigh myself tomorrow, I should, it's all gonna be about what I did yesterday. No, that's not true. Actually, it's 48 hours. So whatever you did for the last 48 hours is how it's gonna show up on the scale. So if you literally had a cheat day like me last, like I did Saturday, I did, bombed it with 2 things, right? Put me in pre-diabetes, for love of Pete. So 2 things on Saturday, right? Sunday was not the worst. I gained weight on Sunday, don't get me wrong. Monday I gained, actually you guys ended up gaining over 2 pounds. 2 pounds in that 48-hour period. Now remember, Sunday I went right back to my program, was perfect. Like I drank my gallon, got my water in, I did everything right, okay? And the thing is if I would have just thought that mentality of, well, see, I even ate good on Sunday, and look what happens. I gained 2 more pounds total. It was 2 pounds total over the 48 hours. If I did that, you guys, you would probably stop what you're doing, right? So no, I know my body takes up to 48 hours. So whatever I do, if I weigh myself, like today, you guys, I'm fasting today, right? So like, or I fasted yesterday, I'm gonna be breaking my fast today. And so my thing is, when I got on the scale this morning, yeah, of course I lost weight. Of course I did. Like, I didn't eat nothing yesterday, but honestly, I ate good on Friday too. Like, I didn't cheat on Friday. I had a perfect day. Like, my macros were perfect. I got all my calories in. I ate 2 times. That's it. Like, because I intermittent fast, I try to eat not snacky foods because, again, my insulin's going to spike every single time I eat. I had all my gallon of water in. I did everything right on Friday too. And then I fasted on Saturday. And, of course, I lost weight today. It's not just what I did yesterday. Now, so for instance, one week I fasted on Saturday and I weighed myself on Sunday and I only lost like a 0.4 pounds. If you're looking at that, you're gonna be like, oh, that wasn't even worth it, man. At 22 hours, I thought I was gonna, eat my arm, whatever, right? That's not true. It's 48 hours prior. Would you eat 48 hours before you weigh yourself? Okay. So if you can't handle that, please don't. Start your journey just going and weighing yourself once a week. For me, I like to see what foods cause what for me. And also I know that. So if I go back and I weigh myself every day and I look and I go, okay, 48 hours ago I had this. To me, I can pinpoint things faster. And it might not be the cause, obviously, especially if you're women, you have different hormones at different time of the month. You have lots of things to understand. But I honestly, I do weigh myself every day. And to this morning, I've already lost over 2 pounds, but since yesterday. But again, you guys, I was perfect on Friday. I fasted yesterday. Today, I'm going to break my fast about 44 hours in probably, with a big fatty meal. Ribs to be exact. Anyway, so my point is that if you can't handle that, don't do it. Okay. So this week again was a struggle, but I'm optimistic of coming out of May with a bang. But to me, 12.8 pounds that literally, you guys, I haven't gained any weight, which is shocking for me. This is my 4th week weigh-in was yesterday. And honestly, normally I would have been gaining weight back by now. There's something in what I'm doing. And to me, even if it's 0.6 pounds, it's a half a pound, right? I'm happy with that, especially with how I acted a few days last week. So, if you're out there in this journey, you're trying to do it, just let me know if you need any help. I know, like I said, last week, I haven't been on Facebook very much. I got roped into the news. I shouldn't have done it. But anyway, so this week, if you need any help, let me know. But you guys can watch my videos from 2 weeks ago. I went through each thing that I'm doing and everything. So anyway, by the way, just to let you guys know, this week, even with a half a pound loss, my BMI went down by 0.10%. My body fat went down by 0.10%. My fat-free body weight, actually, fat-free body weight, of course, went up because I'm losing fat. So it went up by 0.2 pounds. So that's good, right? Because that means I'm losing fat if I got fat-free body weight. My sub-fat, remember I told you guys the jiggly fat is down by 0.10% too. So that's good. My visceral fat stayed the same, but I just lost some not very long ago. That doesn't surprise me because it takes longer to lose your visceral fat. That's your organ fat, by the way, if you're wondering. For anybody that's like me, a fatty liver, that's really good. You need to get that done. My body water weight went up by 0.10 again, so that means I'm not losing, remember, I'm not losing water weight, so that's good. My skeletal muscle actually went up by 0.10. My muscle mass stayed the same, 115.4, and honestly, I'm happy about that. That just means I'm not losing muscle, which is good, right? Because everybody goes, well, you high-fat diet, so you're going to lose your muscle. Bull. Whatever. Okay, go ahead. Keep your high-carb diet. But my point is, though, is that to me, I'm way above average for somebody for 5'7" and all that stuff. I'm way above average. I always have been for muscle mass. So I would be okay if I lost a little bit of muscle, but I know people are thinking you're crazy, but so I'm good there. And my protein went down by 0.10. My BMR went down to, that's by the way, your base metabolic rate went down actually by 2, which is okay, because that means that honestly I don't need as much energy, obviously, to, how are you calculating muscle and fat? Okay, so I have a RenPro scale that literally it does all of that for you. So this scale is amazing, you guys. I got it last year in 2018. It does all the calculations. It does your body fat, your, you know, what I just went through with you guys. It goes through everything for you. What it does is it shoots, I think what it does, I'm not positive on this, but I think the studies have shown what it does is it shoots lasers kinda, you know, when you're weighing yourself, it figures out, okay, this is what your BMI is, this is what, you know, by your bone density, you know, by your density of your fat, right? So RenPro, and I might have that wrong. I have to go look that up to make sure, but that's the scale I use. I like that scale because, and it does your age too. I don't like that because I'm still 53 years old and I don't like that. But as I lose weight, the age should come down, right? And actually when I fast at 12 hours, I'm doing human growth hormone, right? So every day I produce human growth hormone. At 12 hours, you're increasing your human growth hormone by 1,300%. So every day, by the way, if you don't know, at the age of 30, you stop producing human growth hormone pretty much, okay? So if you want an anti-aging property that burns fat and actually builds muscle, you should be fasting for at least 12 hours a day, because at 12 hours, your human growth hormone starts kicking in. It starts production, actually 1,300% increase, and it continues on until you break your fast. So for me on an average day, I always go over 16 hours, even though that's the minimum I have to do, but I do 17 normally. So I have like human growth hormone every day producing for 5 hours. So I'm pretty happy with that. So pretty soon my metabolic rate or age better come down. So anyway, all right guys, so I know I haven't been posting on here very much. Like I said, last week was a bad week. I will start sharing more things with you guys on here. Thank you guys, by the way, congratulations, I see that. Thank you, Rita. So I will be sharing more of what I do. Maybe I'll do some videos on what I eat and things like that, how I do my program. I think some of it's gonna be boring for some people though, because I'm the type of person, when I get into a routine, I just stick to that routine until my body starts going, okay, I already know what you're gonna do, so we're gonna switch it up. Also, by the way, like I told you guys, I'm starting the macros with high fat, you know, medium protein, low carb. I'll be honest, I'm gonna start that. That's the way I'm starting right now, is because I'm insulin resistant. I need to keep my insulin down. I need to stop my spikes as much. So the thing is with fatty foods, that helps your insulin levels, right? If I eat carb processed foods, it's gonna spike your insulin, and then it's gonna take forever to come back down. So my thing is that, will I always stick to a high fat, medium, like a keto diet? It's like a keto diet almost. Will I stick to that? No, I'm not saying I will. When my body gets used to it, I'll probably change my macros around. So my body's always second guessing what I'm gonna do. But for right now, with me and where I'm at in my journey, I got a fatty liver. I got to deal with it. I've got insulin resistance. I have to deal with it, right? And insulin resistance it's not overnight you're going to fix it. So that's what I have to do, because that's what they find is the best diet for insulin resistant and fatty liver. And also, if you have diabetes, this is known to be the best diet for you. So that's why I'm doing this macros right now. Well, yeah, I probably will someday, but not now. Not now. So with that, guys, I hope you guys have a blessed day, and I hope you guys have an amazing week. And I will post my pictures of my weight from yesterday in another post so that people can see that update. So thank you guys. Talk to you soon. Have a blessed day. And like I always say, be the change. Talk to you soon.